Hey there everybody, welcome back to another Game Vault video. As always, I'm Captain Beefy with the Game Vault. We're going to talk about Sweet Baby Inc. today and a rumor regarding this company. So let's cue the music and we'll get right to it. All right, for those of you who don't know, Sweet Baby Inc. is a gaming consultation company. What these guys do, or girls, or whatever you want to call them, is they go around to different video game developers and they basically help them ruin their games by forcing diversity into them. DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. I think it stands for didn't earn it because, yeah, these are the guys that are responsible for making Angerboda a black woman in God of War Ragnarok, and I'll say it every time, I love the actress, fantastic job, but kind of jarring to see a black Norse, giant, snow giant or ice giant, whatever. Yeah, kind of weird. It's the Jotun were never presented that way. So, in any case, they've done a lot of stuff. Cabrutus on Steam put out Sweet Baby Inc. Detected, which was a curated list of games that Sweet Baby has been involved in. I think Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, as well as many others they've been involved in. And it seems like every time they're involved in a game, there's a lot of controversy surrounding it. There's a lot of wokeness inside the game itself. And the game ultimately is heavily criticized by the public. So let's look at this article and see what they're saying here. Sweet Baby Inc. has allegedly fired Chris Kindred, the employee who attempted to cancel Brazilian gamer Cabrutus Rambo after he created Sweet Baby Inc. Detected Steam Curator list. Yeah, Chris came after Cabrutus pretty hard, tried to get him canceled, tried to get his Steam account shut down, and who knows how many games he's got on it and how much money would be involved in that. But he came off as a real puss, and here he is right here. You could tell. That's the kind of guy that, yeah, he's just a sad little fella, isn't he? But anyway, according to ex-user Master of the TDS, the host of Gothic Therapy, an inside source informed him that Chris Kindred was fired by Sweet Baby Inc. Master of the TDS's wife and Gothic Therapy co-host, Writing Raven, declared in the above video, "We have an insider from Sweet Baby Inc. that Chris Kindred has been fired." Master of the TDS added, "Chris Kindred, the person who started the campaign against Cabrutus Rambo to get his account removed and to get the Sweet Baby Inc. Detected group removed, has been quietly pushed out of Sweet Baby Inc." Is this good or bad? I'm quite indifferent. I mean, I'm happy to see the guy gone because he did come off as a real piece of crap trying to get Cabrutus shut down. Cabrutus wasn't doing anything other than providing a service for people, a service that many people obviously wanted because the thing... God, last I checked, there were approaching 500,000 people that have the, that are on that list, right? That have subscribed to it. So that's a lot of people. And here's some of the games on it: Alan Wake 2, and you could see it right when you had the game itself, Alan Wake, with his name on it, being shared by another protagonist who was the typical strong black woman. Spider-Man 2 had some wokeness in it. God of War Ragnarok, of course. South of Midnight looked terrible. Suicide Squad, the usual June. I mean, it's always the same. I'm sorry. And this is where the real shame of it is, because if you have a story to tell, and that story is a legitimate story with a legitimate character, that would be a black female character, for instance, it's immediately going to get... people are going to look at it and go, "Oh God, here we go again," because it's just been overdone so much in movies and in video games. And, it's gotten to the point where now every time you see it, it just raises these red flags. And you're like, oh, yeah, here we go again. This the strong black woman, and blah, blah, blah. It's going to be super woke. And there's a certain portion of people who are going to write off the game before it even hits the market. And that's a shame, because you may be putting something out that has that character, and it's an authentic character that would actually work. And it's perfect for that character, but yeah, no, not happening. Anyway, he added, "From what I do know, apparently a lot of people involved with Sweet Baby Inc. were very angry at what Chris Kindred had done. So there have been many calls to Kim Belair and other people in charge to get him removed, and they were successful. However, to the annoyance of my source, they have not released any information publicly, so I was given the go-ahead to break it down here," he stated. In a live stream, the duo provided more information, including a screenshot from Kindred's Instagram that has since been updated, where it claims he previously worked at Sweet Baby Inc. He also shared a message he received from his source. His source told him Chris Kindred isn't part of SBI anymore. Many people were not happy with what he had done, so he left, was pushed out. Nothing was shared publicly for obvious reasons, but that is the latest. The source also told him, again, don't want to get involved in all this, but that's the above. Master of the TDS also added that Kindred was fired months ago. He shared he was let go, pushed out months ago. So here's a screenshot you won't see anymore. If you go to Sweet Baby Inc.'s website, they've changed up things a little bit there. They've hidden a lot of information that was publicly available before. The curated list has done some damage to their reputation, I'm sure. I'm sure there's a lot of companies out there that will not touch them because of, the reputation that they have of ruining games. I mean, as soon as you see Sweet Baby Inc. involved with something now, it's like, for me, it's an instant, no, I won't touch it. I'm not buying it, you know? Same thing with Black Girl Gamers or Hit Detection. I know I caught a lot of grief for what I've said about Silent Hill 2, but you know what? I want these companies to go away. I think they're garbage companies. I think they're kind of seem parasitic in a way. Like a company that really shouldn't exist, and they only exist, because these developers have gotten lazy or whatever, but it seems like a waste of money to go outside of your own company when you could just research this stuff on your own and figure it out. I mean, if you're in video game development, you know how to make a video game, right? And if you want to do research on something, you do research on something. You can go online and do a lot of research. If you want to get a specialist for something because you're going for something hyper-realistic, then you go get a specialist. Kind of like Ubisoft did with Assassin's Creed Shadows. Whoa, that's a bad example. But you know what I'm saying. What other companies have done with other games, you go in there and you get a specialist, that whether it's someone in language because you're going to use the language, history, whatever, weapons, anything, hire that person. Don't hire these stupid-ass consultation firms. They seem like absolute garbage. I mean, I'm ready to start one up myself. I'm going to call it White Guy Gaming, and just go out there and I'll charge next to nothing to help you make your game great again. Jeez. But anyway, Kindred's Instagram currently states, illustrator, writer, narrative designer, makes no mention of Sweet Baby Inc. Oh, I bet you he has pronouns. Anyway, his LinkedIn also states he's currently working at Sweet Baby Inc., blah, blah, blah. And furthermore, he noted he worked on the upcoming Usual Jane game for Sweet Baby Inc. So excited to be writing on this. Seeing the baby and Finji bring this game together has been such an enriching experience for me as a narrative designer and writer, and I can't wait for y'all to see what we're cooking. Yeah. As noted above, Kindred attempted to cancel Brazilian gamer Cabrutus Rambo at the end of February. He posted on X, the Steam curator harassment group Sweet Baby Inc. Detected is led by this person, Cabrutus Rambo. Here's them trying to be slick so they don't get reported. Even with the discriminatory language filed off, the group itself still fails the code of conduct. Well, guess what, Chris? It's still there, buddy. It didn't work. Kindred added, anyway, report the F out of this group. And that's what these clowns do, all right? They want to team up. They get these like little internet mobs full of like-minded, I won't use the word, idiots, to get together and mass report things. And I remember they did the Smash JT a couple months ago and got his website shut down for a long weekend, and he had to get back up and have a human review it and all that. But that's just how they work, There's no reasoning with them. There's no discussing anything with them. And that's why I push back so hard. I get a lot of criticism for it. But you know what? These are people that wouldn't give me an argument, wouldn't give me a voice, wouldn't give me a time of day. If I wanted to discuss something, they'll come in here and they'll call me a bigot and this and that and all these other things. And I really don't care. All these words have been overused to the point where they're meaningless. And I honestly don't give a shit about the opinion of people that are like this, right? You can call me whatever you want. It doesn't change who I am, and I'm happy with who I am. I really don't care. Oh, you're a bigot, you're a transphobe, you're racist, and whatever, man. Go pound sand, you clowns. So that's why I push back so hard, because these people are the most vile and evil people on earth, and the way they manipulate things and everything they do, it's awful. And they need to go away. They need to be shut down. They need to be kicked out of this industry altogether. And that's why I'm enjoying watching this industry burn to the ground, because it's full of people like this. And for every Kindred that gets, loses a job, yeah, we get some good developers that lose jobs too. Difference is, those guys will be hireable, and they will be rehired, and they will have the ability to create their own companies and so forth moving forward. And maybe we can reinvent gaming after this great purge that we're going through right now, because that's exactly what's happening. Moving on here, following this initial cancel campaign, Kindred reported on Blue Sky. Twitter limited the X account. Kindred posted on Blue Sky, "They got my ass. I'm guessing a few hundred gamers reported me." Kindred then shared a screenshot that reads, "After careful review, we determined your account broke the X rules. Your account is temporarily in read-only mode, which means you can't post, repost, or like content. Most accounts regain full access in a week, but it could take longer." Anyway, Kindred also shared another screenshot that reads, "We've determined that you have violated the X rules, so we've temporarily limited some of your account features. While in this state, you can still browse X, but you're limited to only sending direct messages to your followers, no posts, reports, follows, or likes. Your account will be restored to functionality in 6 days and 20 hours. Hilarious. I remember getting freaking put on timeout by Twitter back in the day all the time when the clowns ran it. It was absolutely awful. Anyway, Kindred would lock down the X account, but has since unlocked it and has doubled down on calling for the Steam curator list to be shut down while labeling those that follow it as Nazis. Now, come on, man. There is a word that has been so overused that it has lost all meaning, bro. And it's sad that you freaking clowns have done that, because the Nazis were truly disgusting, evil people. And what's kind of funny is you, Chris Kindred, are acting like a Nazi. You're the one that wants to shut down the opposition speech so they cannot talk. You're the one that wants to, lock everybody down and, that opposes you. I guarantee you hate guns, and, you would have no problem locking all of us up in prison because we think differently than you. And that's the difference between guys like you and me. You're out there, that's fine, man. You're entitled. Do what you want, live your life and all that. Pay the consequences, though. I want you out of gaming, but, go have a fruitful life somewhere else. Do something else. Anyway, Kindred posted on X, they're just writing fan fiction at this point. This group should still be taken down, by the way. If not for the conspiracies, then definitely the Nazis. They're doing phrenology in there. Not only did Kindred attempt to cancel Cabrutus Rambo, but he also allegedly attempted to get YouTuber Smash JT fired from a former employer. I remember that. He called the employer up. Smash JT reported back in June he reached out to a company where I had worked for and said that I am harassing and have started a website collecting a non-white audience. Oh my God, you ass clown. I don't know, Chris. I think this is easily disprovable. If you go to my website and see that there's nothing illegal here, even though you tried to get my website taken down and did it for like 36 hours, there's nothing that's not public information. This is all readily apparent. That's what's funny, and saying that they're all people of color. No, buddy. It's just there's a whole bunch of you clowns that like to follow this kind of narrative, that you're being dumb. You're soft, There's plenty of white people that are just as terrible as you, so, don't think you're special because you're black, my friend. Anyway, he later detailed that he had contacted a place of work of mine that I was at like 3 years ago, and these people, they're very busy people, they have professional jobs, they're working hard. Do some research before you start doing stuff like this, but you leave these messages and you think it's not going to get back to me? I don't know, maybe you thought it'd be anonymous even though you left your name and your phone number, which is the same number you list on the website, which is how I know it's you. It's true. When you put out information on the internet, it's not doxing to share that information, right? It's absolutely not doxing. Now, I would not condone anybody doxing anyone. My side, your side, whatever you want to call it. That's not right, And the death threats and all that kind of stuff, that's not right. Criticize people for what they're doing. Criticize them personally if you want to. I don't care. But, the death threats and the doxing, that's where you draw the line on stuff. I don't know what you were thinking and why you thought this was a good idea, but this is going to come back full force on you. You're the bad guy in the situation. You don't do stuff like this. I don't know how else to tell you this, he added. Still later, Smash JT stated, "You're trying to get people fired. You're proactively calling people, asking for them to call back, verifying employment status, verifying why they did things, asking about the website, talking about harassment and potential racism, and how it's made for a non-white audience." Chris, you're pathetic, okay? You're a bottom of the barrel example of these left-wing gaming journalist, developer / activist types. The worst of the worst. And I wish you the worst, actually. Well, I hope you did get fired, and I hope you never find another job in this industry again. And I hope you become the laughingstock of it. But, that's just me. Anyway, he also added, "You're trying to get people fired because you're trying to justify your position that does not need to exist in the video game industry." Bingo. That right there is the statement. these companies do not need to exist. They need to go away. So keep the pressure on. Do not buy any games that have any involvement with any of these companies. Sweet Baby Inc., Black Girl Gamers, Hit Detection, whatever the next one is that comes up. I know there's a ton of them out there. They're going to keep popping up. Don't buy their games. Shut them out of the industry. Make it hurt. Make it hurt for these developers. And eventually they'll stop using them. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell for notifications. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Until then, peace.